Hi, I'm Dana. I'm 28 years old and I've just spent almost my first 2 weeks living alone for the first time. So I've had a variety of times that housemates have gone on holiday, been away for whatever reason for a fit. I've had 3 months where my housemate was in hospital essentially. But every other situation I've been constantly waiting for a person to return and all their things have been in the house and I can't change things and I'm not living alone, you know? I'm just alone for a while where they're not actively there, they're still living there. So it's the first time that I've been actually properly living alone, and I wanted to make a little video about it because it's just another one of the things that I kind of want to document on my channel and talk about and have the memory of and shit like that, because I well and truly do not remember how I felt or how I dealt with 99% of my life. And I feel like this will be useful to have. A lot of the time I want my content to be helpful to you guys, and this one I'm no, I think this one's gonna be helpful for me. You know, it's lovely if you find it helpful or relatable or interesting or whatever, but this one very much really is just for me. And it has been a bit of a mixed bag, so let's just get into it. So first up, this is gonna be a ramble. It's very much gonna be a ramble. I've not made notes of anything. I want this to just be how I feel and think right now. So for context of my general life timeline, you can watch my other videos, but because of all the stuff that happened and all the shit I was dealing with, I feel like I've spent the last 2 or 3 years very much on a journey of sort of figuring out who I am again and rediscovering who I am and finding out things about myself, and maybe not even rediscovering who I am so much as discovering who I am as an actual independent adult, because I spent the entire first half of all of the first chunk of my adult years from 16 onwards was spent looking after a man and just trying to be what he wanted and do what he told me to. So it was very much figuring out who I am without him. I was just whatever he wanted me to be, and all of a sudden I've been able to not be that. And I feel like that whole experience I've almost had again condensed into a very short period of time, because even though I've been on my own and living independently, I've had housemates. There's always been someone else there to cater to and think about, and that's how you should be living with housemates. And it hasn't done me any fucking good. They've still been assholes, but I've done my best to cater to having housemates. So having these first couple of weeks where it's just me 24/7, I can do whatever the fuck I want whenever the fuck I want to do it, I feel so quickly I have settled into myself. If there's a weird noise, Otis is using the litter box. I'm sorry, my cat has to shit. I also have something in my fucking eye. I'm gonna make an entire video at some point about being autistic and finding yourself, because I had a decade of constantly being who am I? What is my personality? Who am I as a person? I really deeply did not have a grasp on it and didn't feel I didn't feel who I was. I didn't have any sense of it. And I've had a good couple of years of slowly sitting back into who I am, it's felt and settling into it and being okay, it doesn't have to be this big worry and big concern and big thing that I think about. I can just be myself, which is crazy and unique. And I say unique, obviously it's not unique, but it's been a unique thing for me to experience. It's not something I've experienced before. And these last couple of weeks, it's felt that has just been a roller coaster. That first bit where you just suddenly push off on a roller coaster, it's felt like that. It feels like I've been shoved backwards into who I am, because I have not had any sort of outside persuasion, any sort of outside influence. I've not had any of the thought of oh, I need to do this to not annoy my housemate will want me to do that. There is none of that. And I will also give that some degree of a good amount of that comes from my horrible past relationship. It's not actually that's the thing with all of my housemates, is that it's been such a struggle and so eggshelly, because I've just been so I don't know how I'm supposed to act. I don't know how I'm supposed to be. It's only when I'm reflecting on situations and reflecting on things that I'm oh, I did that because of this, this and this. And similarly, there's a whole bunch of things that I'm reflecting on where at the time I was apologising and was hating myself, and looking back I'm what the fuck was wrong with you? That was nothing to do with me. That was very much a you thing. And that sort of brings me to a new point, which is just that I've never in my life felt so relaxed at home. As someone who grew up with quite a tumultuous sort of my parents' emotions and my brother's emotions and the emotions of everyone in the house was extremely unpredictable. I never knew when it was about to become a shouting match, when I was about to be told off for something, when I was about to be upset by someone and then told to just fuck off and go to my room because I was upset. I've literally never ever in my life felt comfortable in my home, and I didn't realise that until I walked in. I think it was 4 days after my housemate had moved out, and I'd gone out and like just bought a load of shit for the house that I needed because it had been their stuff that I was using. And I came back and just like none of their stuff was here, and I was putting my own stuff out. And I put my music on because I was like, I can put music on whenever I want to, like more or less. I can be respectful of my neighbours, but I can basically put music on when I want to now. And I was just like, no one else is here. No one else is going to be here. No one else is about to walk through the door. There is not a point that someone else is going to be here without me, like, having invited them or, like, let them in. Like, it's just me. And I felt it in my body. It felt like everything just, like, sank down a little bit. And I was like, I just relaxed. Like, I just actually relaxed. It's the first time in my life that, like, I'm fully relaxed and at peace and happy in my home. And it's wild. And that's one of the things that really pisses me off with like being a traumatized person or whatever, is the amount of times that I feel a good emotion, and rather than feel like positive or happy or like feel the good emotion, I'm just like, oh my god, that's nice, like wow, you know, I'm just like surprised by it instead of actually feeling it. And again, that's nothing to do with like the housemates. It's little to do with the housemates that I've had and more to do with certain ones than others. And I do think so much of that just stems from like my childhood and what my childhood home was like, in the home situation, and the fact that I've never had a place that felt safe and like secure and shit. And I'll give that like the area and the overall house, like there's things that aren't the best, there's things that don't make me feel the safest, but I had a minute there where I felt so secure and safe and relaxed. And as long as I just don't think about the fact that I need to move in November or any other things that are like coming up, it's lovely. It's so nice. And I think a large bit of that as well is also just the lack of any chance of perception, any chance of being perceived. You know, like, I feel like my quality of life has improved so much in the last 2 weeks over the fact that nobody is at all having any chance of perceiving me, because I've started hula hooping. I bought myself a weighted hula hoop. My last housemate in the house before this one had a weighted hula hoop that I used a handful of times, and I loved it. I've never been able to hula hoop, and all of a sudden with a weighted one I could. It's fabulous. I really enjoy it. But it was the thing of like, they walked in on me doing it like 2 or 3 times, and they were nice about it. Like, it wasn't like an issue because I'd asked if I could use it and shit. Like I said, I tried to be respectful of my housemates, but just the fact that they'd walked in on me doing it caused me so much fucking anxiety and embarrassment, and just like I hated it. I truly fucking hated it. And it's entirely on me, but the fact that I can just go downstairs and hula hoop at any given moment that I fancy it, or do my little stim dances, or like I quite often literally just put music on and run on the spot, like high knees, like it's what I used to get told to do for like warm-ups and dance classes. But it's a whole body stim that gets out lots of energy, like makes me feel a certain way. And it's stuff like that that like I've just not been able to do, or I'd have to wait until my housemate went out, and even then it didn't feel so satisfying because I was just waiting for when they'd come back so I could stop quick enough. And being able to just stim and fully be myself, talk to myself, do like when I hear a noise that I like, recreate the noise, being able to make up the little songs for Otis, just the day-to-day like stims and sounds and movements that I make, having no chance of being perceived by anyone, is such an improvement in just like my quality of life. It is so nice. I cannot tell you how fucking lovely it is, and how much I think it improves my mood and like my physical well-being because I'm moving my body more, and just I truly feel like that has improved every fucking element of my life. And it's the kind of thing as well where I don't think it's specific to like this housemate or that housemate. I think that is just the thing of like, I need to live on my own to be able to feel that level of freedom. It would not matter who I was living with. I cannot be myself in front of other people, or when there's a chance of other people seeing me do so. I hate it. And it's another thing that I do think probably stems from my childhood, because I'd be doing shit in my room, and while my parents and while my brothers would walk in, and they would like ridicule me for like playing pretend alone in my room. So I do think some of it probably stems from that. But I can't do that kind of thing in front of people. And similarly, I can't fucking like clean and tidy and just, I so truly cannot go about my routine while being perceived. So it does feel like it's become so much easier to like stay on top of my mental health and my body and like that kind of thing. But the other side of it is that it's also so much easier to stay on top of cleaning. Like my house is still as clean as it was when I did the like few days living alone video and deep cleaned everything, I've been able to maintain it. I'm able to just keep on top of it. It's, oh my god, it's incredible. Like, I would be smiling, but it's another thing that I'm just so fucking shocked by, because everybody that I've lived with in my entire life has acted like I'm a really dirty person. I can't keep anything clean, I'm so messy, it's so gross. And every time I've had a gap of time where I live alone, I've been like, it's weird, because when I'm here alone and I just clean up my own messes, and, you know, I'll notice like the toilet needs to be cleaned, I'll do that a bit. The sink needs a wipe, I'll wipe it a bit quick. When I'm on my own, that maintains it, and that is enough, and it's fine. And I'll give that, like, I hoover every morning now because my housemate isn't there sleeping in bed, so like I have no fear of waking them. So like some things I'm like, I understand why that's like cleaner and nicer now, but there's so many things that I've been led to believe are like part of me not having a good enough cleaning routine or being a really dirty, messy person, that like, it's weird how that just doesn't happen once I'm on my own, isn't it? It's odd that. And also just only having my own shit to clean up, only having my own dishes, only like when I clean the bath and go to bed, I don't wake up the next morning to find someone else has showered and just left shower gel and shampoo and shit up and down the side of the bath. Like, just being able to clean things or leave something somewhere for later or have a plan for something and not having it be moved, not having it be fucked with, not having to answer people's fucking questions. Every housemate I've had's been the kind that'll be like, oh, you've left this on the oven. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Oh, why have you left it on the oven? It's cooling down. Oh, what you gotta do with it when it's... Like, leave me the fuck alone. I know what I'm doing with my... Go away. Which sort of brings me to my next thing. Because I am a little bit concerned about, like, socialisation and not being entirely isolated. Because in this little time that we've had, I've spoken to my old housemate once, and that's it. They're the only person I've spoken to in person. And like, I have my little internet friends and I adore them, but like, I could very easily just not speak to another human being in person for the foreseeable, you know? And I am already trying to counteract that. I have a friend that's gonna come and stay on the 9th to the 11th, and I'm really fucking looking forward to that. It's gonna be really fun. I'm also quite nervous about it because it's been like, even being like, oh, and like I spoke to my housemate, but like they're also the only person that I've spoken to in the last, like, that's a lie, I went to Comic-Con, you know, like on my day, like, that's the thing, I'm so masked and so trying to like put my best foot forward at Comic-Con that it doesn't feel like it's me that's talking to people there. So it does very much feel like this person that I'm gonna have over on like in a few weeks is like by the time they show up, it will have been basically a month since I've like spoken to people in person and socialised in person. I am really fucking anxious about it in some ways, but I also want to be able to socialise with people and talk to people, and there's someone that I think is gonna give me a lot of like patience and space and be understanding of that, and like, I think it'll be nice, you know? Like, you befriend the people that you befriend because you think they're nice, and I think they're gonna be nice to me. I also, one of you have emailed me to go and have a coffee because you happen to be in the area, and I'm gonna reply to that and take you up on it. I just struggle so much with forming replies to messages and writing things, and like, I hate doing it, but like, I also fucking hate phone calls and things. Like, it is the only way of doing it, it's the best way to contact me. It's just still quite difficult, but it's also, you know, like, it's worth the struggle, it's worth me doing it. I am going to do it, it's just a bit rough. Another thing that's slightly rough is maintaining my routine. Because like, making this video, I was like, whoa, I did not realise it had been this long since I'd been living alone. I've definitely lost some days along the way there. I'm going to bed anywhere between like 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. I'm waking up anywhere from like 7 a.m. to noon. I haven't gotten up past like half 11 yet, to be fair. And I think that's just because I have a massive amount of anxiety about waking up in the afternoon and being lazy and be sleeping at blah, 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 blah. You know, like a load of bollocks that I don't think, if someone else told me they'd woken up at like 3 p.m, I'd just be like, oh, fair enough. Like, I don't care. But when it comes to me, I have to be up before noon. And like, I know I've been talking about sleep a lot lately because it's just not feeling good for me. I'm not sleeping well. I don't feel rested. I don't feel good. I'm not enjoying sleeping. But it also alters just like when the rest of my routine's happening, and it gets difficult because like, I've been having to order all of my groceries because waking up later means that I do my morning routine later, which means that everything else happens later. So by the time I'm at the point in my routine that I'd normally be going to the shop is fucking closed. It's night time. It's done. I'm having to order groceries from like the place that's like 3 miles away. And like it's just little things like that where like my routine doesn't really need to happen at a certain time, but also to have like that little bit of more of a chance to like bop off and do something. I really do need to be waking up earlier and having my routine happen earlier, and that's not been happening, and that is definitely a downside. And it's definitely the kind of thing that I'm like just sort of more motivated to be up and about and do things if there's someone else in the house. But like it's very specific things because there's also other things that I can't do when someone's in the house. So it's a mixed bag. It's a real big mixed bag. It's the first time ever that Otis has been the only cat in the house. He was born during lockdown, and we're taking a stray cat in the January, and then by the March we were like, oh, hasn't she put on weight? And then she gave birth to Otis and his brother in the April, and with that happening it meant we had 5 cats, and I had 5 cats for like a good little while. And then I rehomed 2, and then no, I rehomed 3. It was horrible. It was the worst, most stressful time of my life. It was I really hated having to do that, but they got lovely homes. And then for a while I just had Otis and Ali, and then I had to rehome Ali as well because like my living situation is so fucking unstable. I'm having to move so often, and they didn't really get along all that well either, that I just felt like it was so much kinder to give her a nicer home, which I found out she has a nicer home. So then I just had Otis, moved into my next place, and my housemate had a cat, and then my housemate here had a cat. And Otis is perfect with other cats. He will lay down, he will roll over, he will show full submission, he will give them a little sniffy sniff. They will hiss and bash at him. Like the other cats that he's had to live with have been ones that just like haven't been super used to other cats and haven't been the biggest fans. And I've felt really, really fucking cruel towards him sometimes. Like I've felt like I'm almost abusing him because I'm just like, there's been so many times that I can tell from his like general behaviour and just the way that he's acting and the way that he looks that like he's not fucking happy, he's not having a good time, he's getting stressed. We've had some periods where he was throwing up semi-regularly and I was having to take him to the vet, and they were like, he's fine. And I was like, no, but really, what if he isn't? But like I think it was like stress and anxiety and like constantly having to be face to face with other cats that were having a bit of a go at him. So it's been so fucking lovely seeing him get like fully comfortable again and just playing all the time and just being like the cutest little tiny baby man. And like I leave my bedroom door open at night now and I can hear him playing downstairs before he comes up for a cuddle, and like I feel like this is the best bit of his life for him, honestly, which is a little bit sad. Like I don't feel like most periods of his life have been like horrible like the last few months have been, but like he's not had a good time the most recent few little while. And I'm really glad that he's getting to have it now. And it's also just so much less stress on me, not having to try to like introduce cats and try to get them to get along and make sure they're not doing anything they shouldn't be, and make sure that like if this door's closed then that one's open, if that door's open then this one's, like it just takes a huge amount of anxiety and worry off, and I'm really happy about that. Finally, my eating's fucked. I'm either eating the same fucking Keely horse sandwich for the most part, or having days like yesterday where it gets to like 9, 10, 11 p.m. and I realise that I haven't eaten anything and I absolutely don't have the energy to eat, like to cook anything. I just order some takeout, and I very nearly didn't yesterday. And I'm trying really hard to not have days where I just don't eat, but I feel like I'm gonna get back to them, honestly. I feel like it's gonna happen again. It's so fucking difficult to find things that I feel comfortable eating. It's so fucking difficult to find the energy to like make and buy in the ingredients for the things that I actually feel comfortable eating. I did think that living alone would sort of like make it either easier or harder, and it's one of the few things that I don't think has changed whatsoever. I did think that like my eating habits and like food habits not being perceived might help me, or that might be what was hindering me, but like it's not. My food and eating habits are like exactly the same. I feel the exact same way about it, and that is quite a struggle, and I think I'm just gonna have to find ways to accommodate and cope with it, honestly. Like I already have been trying to, but I also did have a little bit of me that was like, oh well, it might be alright once I'm on my own, but it's not. I need to deal with that. But yeah, that's that. They're my current thoughts. That's what I've been feeling and thinking and dealing with. In some ways I've been quite productive, and in other ways I haven't been productive at all. And I'm just trying to be kind to myself as I sort of like readjust to this new little period. And you know, I do want to be more productive and get back to doing certain things, puppet task, but I also, you know, like, it's been a big change and it's really scary, and I still have things like my council tax to figure out. So I'm just trying to give myself a bit of a break when it comes to like everything, honestly, and be nice to myself. Like, not give myself a bit of a break in the way of like not doing things, but just in the way of like not being mean to myself if I don't get it done, not having to like, you know, just being nice to myself. I also, entirely unrelated, think that I want to stop dyeing my hair. I can't decide. That's why I've got like quite big roots at the minute. I like being ginger, I like it being red, I like my little like Scully vibe. But I also, I don't know, maybe I do just go back to brown, you know? Let me know what you think. I don't know why I've put it in this video. Because I don't have a housemate to ask. Shall I just start making videos of me being like, yeah, I was thinking I might buy this, but I might buy this other version. I might dye my hair, but I also might not. And what do you think if I put a poster up over here? Like, is that a kind of video that you... See, I've been using this fucking bobble as a stim toy this whole video, and now I've completely screwed it up. You can like and subscribe here for content similar to this. Don't you want it? You can also find me over on TikTok, Blue Sky, or Instagram, and you can also find me over on Patreon or Ko-fi if you wanted to. There's no pressure. If you join me over on Patreon, you can get access to the Discord where we chat and hang out and watch movies, and it's a really nice little time. It's a really nice little space filled with really nice people, and you can also gain access to that by just messaging me if you want to. I don't want to hide everything behind a paywall, but I also don't want assholes just joining willy-nilly because the link's everywhere, you know? So we can do it like that. I've had a few emails from people recently. I wasn't really expecting that, and I'm not entirely sure where my email is, to be honest with you. Like, I will have definitely put it somewhere. I'm not like, you guys are creeps. Like, I've put it somewhere, I know that. I don't know where, when, or why, but I've had a few emails, and I actually really like it, and I say recently, some of them are months old. I really need to actually fucking sit down and reply to people. I never thought that I was going to be someone that gets like regular YouTube comments, never mind fucking like multi-paragraph emails from people, you know? Like, I'm a very nosy person. I don't get to socialise very often, so I fucking love it. I am going to reply to you. So whoever you are, I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year. And I will see you again in a couple of days. Oh wait, I'm going to show you Otis. I put all my stuff on the bed while I'm filming. Oh, he's not doing it now. He was trying to burrow in. Oh, be cute again. You good? Bye.